What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Cine-Men Movie Podcast presents Sports Breakers, episode 22. We are finally here, Craig. I'm one of your hosts, Juan. I'm joined by the other host, Craig.
What up?
It's week one of the NFL season. It's opening day, opening weekend. I'm super excited. Is it fair to say we're already in a must win for one team tonight? We'll talk about it a little bit later. I think we are. Um, Man, before we dig into some predictions, thoughts of college football week one, and how's your weekend?
Yeah, I mean,
These are
good
fire,
five
by the
day.
way. These are fire. They are for
Okay.
any game of the week.
Okay. I don't have a drink. I'll probably run and grab one here in a second. Had a good weekend. I mean, any weekend that is a 3-day weekend with 5 days of football, it's hard to complain. I'd say the only thing that kind of sucked was that Monday game, man. You start on such a high note with all the games, and Saturday was a pretty fun night, and then Monday kind of.
I wanted to talk to you about this before we get into predictions. What do you think about the NFL trying to steal Labor Day weekend and run games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? And
The
if
weekend prior?
no, they're wanting Labor Day weekend. I guess they saw the
Well,
numbers.
yeah, like us, the weekend prior. Hey, give me everything. Because honestly, if you have the one game Sunday and the one game Monday of college, like the USC game was pretty entertaining, but that Boston College game, Florida State game, I if there was an NFL game on that was a Monday night game, I probably would have watched that instead, if I'm being honest. So you want to throw a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday game on, you want to have 5 straight days of the NFL as well. You're going to get ratings, so might as well. And it's all around. All people are doing Labor Day weekend. Most, I'd say, like 80% of people are just chilling around the house, cooking out, drinking beer. Like, you want to talk about a weekend to put your brand out there and have people watching? It's that weekend.
Speaking of weekend, man, week two college football kicks off technically tonight. I'm sure there's some games on, not unless they didn't want to compete with the NFL. Um,
College football, I don't think has any.
but let's talk about a team who you said was entertaining. Let's start off with USC, Utah State. You think
Yeah, I mean,
you think USC comes back and or do you think they have the big weak hype one Blues and you think they'd get knocked off? I'm
no.
picking.
I think USC is better than they are, or better than people thought they were. Them bulking up during the offseason was the best thing they could have done. I think USC is a legitimate player. As much as that, I hate to say that. I think USC is a legitimate player. How far that takes them, who knows? But they're definitely somebody to keep an eye out moving forward.
I pick USC big. Oregon hosting Boise State, two 1-0 teams. Oregon had a scare on Saturday, and if it
That was
was
more than a scare. That was a heart attack that went to the hospital.
and if it wasn't for Dylan Gabriel, they lose that game.
Uh, I'm going to be on the flip side of that coin and say he might be the reason they only won that game by 10.
Mm.
You go 41 of 49, 400 something yards, and only win by 10, only put up 24. There's got to be something wrong with, not wrong, but the way that maybe Dan Lanning or the OC there might have thought he could have used Dylan Gabriel. I don't think that fits. You keep everything underneath, and that's one of the biggest issues I had with DG is he throws everything short of the sticks. He's more afraid of pushing the envelope, and he's way more often than not open to throwing the check down. And you do that multiple times throughout a game, and say you run the ball on first down and it's 2nd and 8, you throw a check down, it's 3rd and 7, you're behind the sticks. Now, granted, you didn't convert many third down opportunities this past weekend, but you something's off with Oregon, and hopefully, maybe they get it corrected this weekend. They have a lot of talent, obviously, but we'll see. But I do expect. I expect Oregon to win just because it's at home, but it's going to be close. I don't think the take the under on the 21.5, in my opinion. Boise State's a pretty good football team as well.
21's a lot of points for somebody who almost just lost like that. I think Oregon gets it done at home too. Let's talk about Oklahoma. Houston at Oklahoma. Houston's 0-1. Oklahoma impressive win Friday night at home. Do you think this one might be close, or you see Oklahoma winning big again?
Well, you have teams like, I'm not doing this because it's Texas, but they're the first one that comes to mind. Teams like Texas win 51-3 versus Colorado State. Teams, other teams like Ohio State wins like 58-3 or something like that. And those are impressive wins. And then people look at Oklahoma and they're like, oh, they have issues with this. They have issues with that. They didn't complete or convert on third downs. You're telling me a team who converted 1 third down all game, quarterback had 150 yards passing, rushed for 220, won 51-3 is an okay win? Brother, wait until the O-line gets shored up. Wait until the wide receivers come back from being rested out and held back. Wait until Jackson Arnold gets his feet actually in college football.
You're saying you heard some people out there say that was just an okay win?
A lot of people were saying
they must be. Are they local? Because all the ESPN stutters I heard, impressive big win by Oklahoma.
There was a few mainstream media. A lot of them were saying that. A lot of people on Twitter that are kind of fans of other people, and some talking heads on YouTube, they were saying it wasn't that impressive. Like it was okay. It was a good win, but should have been more.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know what game they're watching.
Well, the main thing was they looked at Missouri and they were like, dominant win, did everything they needed to do, 51-0 against Murray State or whoever they played, and then OU wins 51-3. The 3 could have been wiped away if Billy Bowman holds on to a interception 0.5 seconds longer, which would have been the 7th turnover. Like, yes, it's not the prettiest, but you win an ugly game 51-3. I'm all right with that.
Hey, last time I come from, 51 is a lot of points. Defense stood its ground. I think I would have liked to seen a little bit more of the backups and Casey Thompson. They kept the quarterback in there all the way up until the 4th quarter, I think.
No, Casey Thompson didn't play because he's still coming back from a knee injury. He's good, but he's not all the way there.
You think he'll be back up?
Michael Hawkins came in like 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
He lit it up. That dude was phenomenal.
He looked pretty good. But no, man, I think we had like 70 something people play in that game, I believe is what they said. Might have been a little bit less, but got a lot of reps for a lot of people. I'm excited.
I still have Oklahoma big against Houston.
Oh yeah. Houston almost got shut out versus UNLV. This might be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Tennessee at NC State. Top 25 ranked matchup. Number 14 Tennessee at NC State. In the classic Duke's Mayo classic opener. I don't know why it's being called that.
Ialami, whatever. Dude's name is unbelievable. So is he.
Nico Dwayne Johnson.
Nico Ialami, I don't know. Dude is he's a stud. I think you look at the future of what the SEC has as far as quarterbacks. I mean, just 3 off the top of my head: him, Arnold, Arch Manning. Arch Manning looked pretty good in his kind of cleanup time, but those three quarterbacks off the top of my head are going to be big time for the SEC moving forward. And if we want to throw Michael Hawkins in there, since Arnold might be here for another year, maybe two, those dudes are all studs. I got Tennessee big. Not big. I got Tennessee by 14 plus.
This one's not really two ranked teams, but I want to talk about Baylor at Utah. Already a huge Big 12 game for Utah, but I think Utah and Cam Rising. I'm a huge Cam Rising fan this year.
Big time.
I think this is his coming out party, so to speak, and I think they beat Baylor big. What do you think?
I'm not going to say coming out party. He's came out plenty of times, especially when he smacked that Trojan butt.
At least I'm talking about Big 12.
For the Big 12, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they beat Baylor pretty handedly. I'm like you said, I'm a big Utah guy. I like everything they're about, and I like Cam Rising. So give me Utah pretty decently.
We'll talk about them because they may not lose another game. Notre Dame hosting Northern Illinois. Notre Dame looked pretty impressive. They looked good against Texas A&M. I got Notre Dame big against Northern Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, the line's 28, 4 touchdowns. I don't think Vegas gets this one wrong. Notre Dame looked – now, we don't know how well of a team Texas A&M is. They could be better by the time it's, week 9, week 10. But Notre Dame looked pretty well oiled coming into that week 1, and they're only going to get better. Give me Notre Dame big.
Adam Sandler's favorite team, so we're going to talk about him. Syracuse 1-0, hosting Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech going to wipe the mat with him?
I'm not going to say wipe the mat. I think this will be like a 31-17 type game. After seeing Florida State on Monday, I don't think that win is impressive as people might have thought it was. So I'm turning back a little bit. Georgia Tech's still a good team, but it is at Syracuse. The line is only 3. The over-under, though, is 60.5. So maybe we're looking at like a 38-24 type game.
I'm going with the Sandman teams, Daddy. I'm going Syracuse upsets Georgia Tech in this game.
I don't see it.
We'll talk about them just because it's fun. It's a rivalry game. Iowa State at Iowa. I don't think Iowa State is as tough as they were back in the day. I'm going Iowa.
Well, when Iowa has a quarterback that's throwing for about 300 yards and they still might have the same type of defense that they did, game over for Iowa State. Give me Iowa.
Kind of the last two big ranked games of the week. Arkansas at Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Do you think Oklahoma State gets upset?
It's tough to tell. Arkansas looked pretty good last week. Quarterback looks pretty good. But they weren't tested on that defensive line, and that's where they're going to be hit the most with Ollie Gordon and that Oklahoma State offensive line. The line is only 7.5. It is in Stillwater. I'm not saying Arkansas is going to be intimidated by that environment at all.
No.
But it is Stillwater. Give me Arkansas by 7.
I think I'll disagree. I'm going to go Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State by 10. I think they win at home. Big game of the week, big noon kickoff. Texas at Michigan. You go first.
Unless Michigan just came out and said, hey, let's play this game as close as possible versus Fresno State, so they think that we're just going to be trash and they come out and don't expect it. Unless that was their game plan like last week, Texas wins by 28 this weekend.
28.
I thoroughly think that Michigan is not. You lose half your team to the draft. You lose your coaching staff. You lose Harbaugh. You lose McCarthy, Corum. Your defensive players. I think it may not be 28, but it's gonna be convincing. Unless Michigan was playing that game last week close to the chest and they wanted to show absolutely nothing, and it happened to be a scare. I got Texas. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope I'm wrong.
Oh man, I thought we weren't gonna let no bias. No,
No,
last week I talked about how what if Texas overlooks Colorado State for Michigan? Maybe Michigan did this. Maybe Michigan did what I thought Texas would have done and overlooked Fresno State to the Texas game. I think I don't know. I think that's might would have happened, but the defending national champions at home, big noon kickoff. I think that crowd's going to be hot. I think it's going to be close at halftime. I'm not going to say by 28, but I think Texas wins by 10.
well, I'll put it this way.
I see a 28-17.
I'll agree with that just because Michigan can run the ball and the game's probably going to go a little bit quicker than maybe normal.
For
But
Texas, yeah.
I'm looking at Texas and they played at Alabama. They won in Alabama. The players on the team have played in big stadiums. They've won in big stadiums. The wide receivers, yes, all while being new, are from big time programs, except for Bond is from Bama, but Bolden and Golden are from Houston and Oregon State. So somewhat big programs, maybe not the biggest. I don't think the crowd is going to have anything to do with it unless just for some reason Arch can't hear. But with the new headset,
Arch isn't starting.
not Arch, Quinn.
Oh.
With the headset communication and signs, I don't think it'll be a problem, mainly because also your offensive line is fairly seasoned and coming back. Too many questions for Michigan. If it was me, if you were a betting man and you have neither team is your favorite, I wouldn't bet on this game. I'll put it that way. Michigan didn't show enough. Texas didn't have a good enough opponent, so it kind of make you feel, know what I mean?
If Texas's D line can control the line of scrimmage, I think it'll be more than a 10-point win. But I'm still giving
that's a big if.
I'm still giving Michigan the benefit of the doubt. I still say Texas wins, but I think it's only going to be by 10.
I mean, did you see that quarterback play last week for Michigan? Wasn't the greatest. So that's why in my head I'm like, I don't think they were holding anything close to the chest. They were just not very good because of what they lost and the whole change of system.
And Jaden Blue played last week. I didn't think he was going to play last week, but he played.
He looked
and
decent.
He looked pretty good. So
yeah,
Michigan. I think they're going to lose Texas by 10. So, but let's
could be more though. Could be more. 10 could be more.
Man,
because if Texas strikes quick, and Michigan gets a 3 and out or 4, they get a first down, but then they go out and Texas goes up 14-0. I don't think Michigan has that same understanding of their team to be like, okay, we can sit here and still run the ball and be okay. I feel like they're going to try to start passing. You might get a pick 6 thrown in there. If Texas gets up quick, I feel like that's how the game's going to go. Michigan's going to have to play in the Texas hands. However, yeah, I mean, even if Michigan gets the ball first, drives the field, and scores, they would have to stop Texas 2 or 3 times in a row and score 2 or 3 times in a row for that game to even kind of worry me, because Texas has enough speed on the outside to get 1-2 play drives in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? I feel like if Texas gets the upper hand quick, it's over. The opposite, I'm not so much.
And yeah, you're right. If Michigan for somehow, some way gets up, let's say 14-0, Texas can come back.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's 21-3 at the end of the first quarter, which I don't think it's going to be, Texas has enough to be able to score 24 points in a quarter and get right back at it before half. So,
let's talk about tomorrow's game first. Peacock exclusive, the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you got? Philadelphia is only a 2-point favorite.
I'm going to take Philly just because I do not like the Jordan Love hype. He's too inconsistent. He's really good one week, not so great the next. I feel like Philly is kind of built to be what you think they are is what they're going to be, and then especially adding Saquon.
This
If
game is also
he's
in
healthy, I think they're good. It's in Brazil or something like
Brazil.
that.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Sunday, Indianapolis Colts host the Houston Texans. You know what? Give me the Colts for the Week 1 upset. It's Indianapolis. I like a big dose of Jonathan. Uh, I just had his name,
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. I think everybody's going to be picking Houston. I think Houston comes in with a hiccup.
Give me Houston. I don't. Something about it just doesn't sit right if I were to pick the Colts, even though they have some good talent. Everything is saying Houston though. Like everything is pointing Houston, but
Yeah.
the Colts are still sneaky good. So give me Houston, but I could very well be wrong.
Another Sunday game, noon. Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills. Brand new look Buffalo Bills. I don't know if I trust Josh Allen that much anymore without his help. It is at home. Um, I don't think the Cardinals are just that good on defense, so I'm going Buffalo by 7 at home.
Yeah, as long as Josh Allen's going to get the ball out. As long as the receivers that have come in catch the ball, I think they take that dub as well. Give me Buffalo.
New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. Another noon game. Joe Burrow coming out there, 8-point favorites. I got Cincinnati.
Yeah, give me the real Slim Shady, Joe Burrow.
Another noon game. Minnesota Vikings at the New York Football Giants. Minnesota's a 1-point favorite. I like Minnesota in this game. I think New York is complete trash. Even without the starting quarterback, I think Sam Darnold goes in there and gets a W.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the Giants are going to be very good this year.
Should be another fun game. Noon. The Tennessee Titans at Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears at home at Soldier Field. I think the Bears get the Week 1 win, even though
give me the Bears.
Rookie quarterbacks are 0-14 Week 1 in the NFL. 0-14. I think Caleb Williams gets it done.
I think he has good enough weapons on the outside to make the plays. I think he gets them the ball and they are the difference makers. I don't think he goes out there and does anything too crazy. I think it's them making plays.
Could be a low scoring game. So the spread is Chicago's a 3-point favorite. Another noon game. The Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are 4-point favorites at home. Give me Derek Carr and the Saints.
Yeah, Panthers are not very good. they messed up some of their trades and drafts over the last couple of years. Give me the Saints.
This one could be a fun game. Another noon game. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins. But I still think Miami's got too much offensive power. Miami is 3-point favorites. I got the Dolphins in a Week 1 win.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Could be a sneaky good game though.
Could be a good game. I still think Miami pulls it out no matter how the game goes though.
Noon game. The Pittsburgh Mike Tomlin Steelers are at the Atlanta Falcons. I think Pittsburgh, even with the quarterback debacle, Pittsburgh is underdogs going into this game. Atlanta's 3.5-point favorites. I still have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning.
Give me old Kirk Thuggins, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts, along with a little Dijon out there to spice it up. Give me the Falcons. Little Dijon.
First 3 o'clock game, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are 3-point favorites.
I don't see how.
I got the Raiders, man. I think the Raiders are going to win, so I got the Raiders.
Just because the Chargers have the quarterback edge. I know everybody's high on AOC and the quarterback they have out there, but Give me the Chargers. I think just because it's Justin Herbert and they have a little bit more of a, I want to say foundation. I don't think they do. I'm just taking the Chargers out of pure 50-50.
The Denver Broncos at Seattle. Seattle's at home. Seattle's also 6-point favorites. 45-year-old quarterback Bo Nix making his NFL rookie debut. I got Seattle in this one.
I'll take Seattle as well, but I think Denver looks better than people might think they will be. I think Bo Nix is going to be pretty good for them.
Yeah, and you still got Sean Payton over there. We know what he can do with some quarterbacks. The Washington Commanders at Tampa. Tampa's only 3-point favorites. I got Tampa big. I'm going to say Tampa by 10 at least.
Oh, Baker. Yeah, give me Tampa Bay, man. Baker's coming off of a good season. He has the same system, same coach, same offensive coordinator. He's healthy. I think Baker has a really good year this year, and it starts with week 1.
The Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. Dallas is underdogs. Cleveland's 2.5-point favorites. I gotta go with them boys. I say Dallas by 3.
Hold up. It's tough.
I trust Dak more than I just trust Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, nobody trusts Deshaun Watson.
Not
Give
even not
me
even his masseuses.
CD Lamb gonna be feeling good out there with his new contract. Running back room is a little better than it was a couple of weeks ago, with Dalvin Cook and Zeke, a little Deuce in there. But give me the boys close. Give me the boys close.
The Sunday night game looks like to be a good one on Peacock and NBC. The Los Angeles Rams at the Detroit Lions. Another Matt Stafford in Detroit. Detroit's 4-point favorites. I think Detroit's going to be fired up, boy. You hear me? They're going to be fired up. I say Detroit by 14. It's going to be a playoff game for them.
Let me start by saying, Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
I saw the Applebee's commercial. Made me want some 50-cent wings. No, I've really enjoyed the story of the Lions with Dan Campbell and Hard Knocks and where they came from. Jared Goff was a throwaway. The Rams didn't really care for him anymore. They thought he was a bust. He was done. The Lions are built for success this year, and I think they take care of it week 1. Built for success. They were so close last year. They have everything. They got the quarterback. They got running backs. They got wide receivers. They got D-line. They got O-line. They got a coach. They play in a dome for the first 14 games of the year or something like that. It's ridiculous. I like the Lions a lot this year.
We'll talk Monday night game before we talk tonight's game. The New York Jets at the San Francisco 49ers. ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Plus, ABC. Who you got?
If Aaron Rodgers lasts longer than one series, give me the Jets.
You got the Jets in an upset.
Yeah. If he doesn't last longer than a series, give me the 49ers.
I got Aaron Rodgers too, man. I got the Jets in an upset at San Francisco.
Yeah. As long as he stays healthy and plays.
I talked about it at the beginning of the show. Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs. I think tonight is a must win for Baltimore. You go out and you upgrade that team. That team was already number 1 seed last year. Lamar Jackson played his ass off, won MVP. You completely stink it up against Kansas City at home in the divisional round or in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
You're 1 win away from the Super Bowl. I think this is a must win for the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm not going to say a must win.
You can't go 0-1 after going out there and getting Derrick Henry, upgrading and re-signing everybody, and then I don't think you can go 0-1. I think you have to prove this is why you go out and get Derrick Henry for games like today.
I'll say this: if they lose, if people are watching the game and they're like the Chiefs are just better than the Ravens, then we have issues. But if it's a last second field goal because Patrick Mahomes does some Patrick Mahomes stuff in a 2-minute drill and gets the ball to like the 45 and they kick a field goal, I don't think it completely shatters their confidence.
What if it's a 3-point field goal win after a Lamar Jackson pick?
Then you start to have worries. I mean, it is week one. You can I know where you're going with this. I don't think it's a complete just cloud over your head for the entire year. You still have the entire year. The Chiefs could not make it to the AFC Championship. You know what I mean? It is just week one. Yes, it's the Chiefs, but if they beat you this game and you play them again in the championship game and it becomes 14-0 Chiefs real quick, then that week one starts to play back in your head like, well, damn, they've already beat us before.
Baltimore, if you lose this game, tank and go get Shadir Sanders.
No. I'll put it that way. I don't think this game matters unless they play them again in the playoffs and it starts to weigh in the back of like the Chiefs look just better than them in the playoffs. Then I think it's like mental mind games. It's like, okay, we've been here, done this last year, week one. We can't beat these dudes. I think that's when it comes back into play. If they lose this game and they don't play in the playoffs, it'll never be talked about again. But if they lose this game, play them in the playoffs, it's going to be a big talking point leading up to it.
Man, so much fun. I think we might come back and talk another little 20, 30-minute conversation before Monday Night Football. What do you think?
Little Monday night?
Little Monday night?
I mean, we have 5 days of football. There's going to be enough to talk about. You got Thursday, NFL tonight, tomorrow, college Saturday, full slate of NFL Sunday, and then the Monday. Ooh, boy, we are back. The full Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You got 2 days off that you can go do whatever you need to do some yard work, see your family, say hello. The rest of the week,
watch some movies.
Watch some movies, a little Beetlejuice.
Other than that, man, let's get out of here. Let's go enjoy week one, and we'll try to come back Monday and talk all the stuff that happened over the weekend.
Can't wait. It's gonna be. I feel good this year, man. Just like everything about, like before, it's like, okay, football is back. Like it's good to watch it. Something about this year just feels good, man. Feels good.
Don't forget, guys, Monday and then Tuesday, Beetlejuice. It's in theaters starting right now. Go check it out and come back and talk to us Tuesday, September 10th, 7 p.m. for an all-new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. And then that's it. Get out of here, go enjoy some football, and we'll talk to you guys next week on another new episode.
Later.
Welcome.
Hail to the victor.